You know, I had studied hard for this trailer discussion that we're about to have here. And so when this trailer came out, it didn't have shit to do with anything that I studied on this character, man. I studied for the wrong test.
Study long, study wrong.
I'm flunking this course because it had nothing. And people, I studied hard. Because I wanted to come in. I was going to be honest to tell you, I don't know anything about Moon Knight, but I wanted to come in at least kind of sound competent. And people, this made me feel dumber than when I was going in. Double Toasted Live has 2 more dates left on its tour, going to be in Orlando and Dallas. Join us for a full night of comedy and games. And if you get your tickets now, get 15% off the regular price. Get your tickets by going to x1entertainment.com, and we'll see you soon. All right, people, let's go ahead and talk about this thing that everybody's been looking forward to, and that is the character of, and let me see if I can find him over here. That is the character of Moon Knight. And I gotta tell you, I have been looking forward to Moon Knight for quite a few reasons. First of all, let me see here. First of all, Moon Knight is a character that I don't know anything about. All right, I'm gonna tell you that right now. I don't know anything about Moon Knight. I couldn't tell you the first thing about Moon Knight except that, you know, it's a dude running around with a cape and a badass suit. I'll give him that. He got a badass suit. That's about the
badassness again.
Yeah, exactly. We gotta watch how we throw that around because we know what that
goes. Watch that.
Got a cool suit, I'll tell you that. Nice cloak.
There you go.
But other than that, I don't know anything about Moon Knight. But that's the cool thing about Moon Knight, because I'm getting into a new character that I know nothing about, and that's kind of exciting, man. To go in fresh with a character you know nothing about, got no baggage there. It's gonna be fun learning about this guy. Coming in and doing all these things new. There's a real excitement there for that. The other thing is that this has starring as Moon Knight, Oscar Isaac, who is hands down one of my favorite actors today, probably my top 5 favorite actors today. I've seen some shitty movies that he's been in, and he's made it just a little bit better because he was so amazing in it. So it's going to be very exciting for me to see Oscar Isaac as Moon Knight entering the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And also, speaking of actors, Ethan Hawke. Now, maybe it's because Training Day is one of my favorite films. I don't know, but Ethan Hawke is one of my favorite actors today, too. I've seen him in a lot of movies that I love, and he's going to be in here as a Marvel villain. The character of, what was this character's name here? It's Shadow Knight. Like I said, I know nothing about Moon Knight's being that's the case. I don't know anything about his rogues gallery or his enemies, anything like that.
Right.
But I tell you what, in preparation for the trailer and knowing that we were going to have a Moon Knight discussion this evening, I went ahead and tried to go and learn a little bit about the guy. You know, go in and educate myself on his history. And again, making sure that I just don't overload on everything, because I still want to be fresh and surprised when the show comes out on Disney Plus. But I didn't want to come in here and sound stupid either, or not any more stupid than I usually do. So, so the trailer is finally here. As I said, got a lot of, even though I don't know anything about Moon Knight, still have a lot of excitement built up for this for the reasons I just explained. Does the trailer live up to the hype that I put upon myself? Well, let's go ahead and take a look at this trailer that just came out this evening, and they made a big event out of it. Came in the middle of an NFL game. They've been talking about this, leading up to it all weekend. So it's not only hype for me, it's a lot of hype for a lot of people out there.
Embrace the chaos.
You walked up to us like, what the y'all looking at? get out of here.
He does that.
At night.
All right. I'll say this again, if you didn't hear me before. I talked about how I don't know anything about Moon Knight. Just to reiterate that again. But as I said, I did all this research on this character. You know, I went in all the wikis. I got deep into his background. You know, I was ready. I was ready to take my Moon Knight pop quiz, man. You know, I had studied hard for this trailer discussion that we're about to have here. And so when this trailer came out, it didn't have shit to do with anything that I studied on this character, man. I studied for the wrong test.
Study long, study wrong.
I'm flunking this course because it had nothing. And people, I studied hard. Because I wanted to come in. I was going to be honest to tell you, I don't know anything about Moon Knight, but I wanted to come in at least kind of sound competent. And people, this made me feel dumber than when I was going in, doing all this research. I'll tell you what. Okay, so here's what I know about Moon Knight and the lore, the history, you know, all the story that goes with it. So here's what I know. Here's what I studied. So from what I understand in my research, so Moon Knight is a character named Mark Spector, and Mark Spector he's a soldier. He's a mercenary, and on one of his mercenary jobs, he was left for dead in Egypt, and was brought back to life by some Egyptian god who told him, "Hey, go out and make wrongs right and stop crime, fight criminals. Vengeance is yours."
Vengeance.
And that's when he became Moon Knight. And see, and furthermore, from what I was looking at, so now after that mercenary job over in Egypt, where he was brought back to life by an ancient Egyptian god, he had all this treasure and took it to pretty much make himself Batman. Had billions of dollars. He was able to make gadgets. You know, he's able to fight crime because of his money. And he might have had some powers. He's got a god inside of him and everything. But still, they say he's kind of Marvel's version of Batman. All right, cool, man. They say he even had a teenage sidekick at one time, which, I don't know who that is. Like I said, I don't know anything about this.
I don't know about that, dude.
They say that he's also, he has, don't call it schizophrenia. He has what they call dissociative identity disorder. Gives him 4 different personalities. He's a Bruce Wayne type billionaire. He's also a consultant, a cab driver, and also a redhead little girl trapped inside of a man.
It is.
So I'm looking at all this and I'm like, that's badass. And yet, when I saw this trailer, I didn't see any of that. What I saw here was a goofball working at the museum gift shop who looks like he's on drugs and up at his job. So I think it's safe to say that either they change things around to mess with me, or they just decide to go with a different story in this trailer right here. Because I love the whole thing about a crazier Batman.
Yeah, of course.
Not only that, but it's also that since this guy has dissociative personality disorders or identity disorders, it's also like Marvel's got it all covered, man. You can say a lot of things about Marvel, but you can't say they're not diverse. They got young, old, black, white, gay, straight, all kind of genders up in there, sexualities. They have the physically challenged up in there, and now they got and it's kind of cool. Now they got mentally ill. They even got mentally ill superheroes right now, which I think that, judging from this frame right here, that is something that they are keeping as part of this character's personality traits, our personalities traits.
Right. Yeah, like you, I have the top layer stuff, right? Mark Spector, he's a mercenary, he's in a tomb, he got betrayed, the Egyptian god, what's his name, Kanush or whatever, they took him over and said, listen, you be vengeance for me. Right, that's the top stuff that I know. He wears white because he wants to wants people to see him coming. That's why he wear white supposedly. And watching this trailer, I kind of see what Marvel's doing. I think they're trying to hide the fact that they're showing that he has something's happening to him, right, in this trailer, and you don't know what. Knowing the top level stuff, yes, he has this identity disorder, and I think through the trailer, what they're trying to hide is that he has this disorder. So when because now they're calling him Sam, but his real name is Mark Spector, right?
Yeah.
So I think when he gets that call in the trailer, I think that's somebody who was like, oh, okay, where are you, Mark? Which is one of his personalities.
Yeah.
And when he talks on that phone and when he's Mark, I don't think he has his accent at all. I think he talks regular.
Yeah, that was a crazy thing hearing Oscar Isaac with a British accent.
Yeah. So I'm thinking they're kind of playing with that in the trailer, then you just trying to keep some of that stuff to themselves to let you not know where it's going to go per se. And when we get into the show, he'll go into the full range of all of these guys.
So he'll have different accents and different personalities.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. That's why they got Oscar Isaac, because I think he could pull all those things off. And I think it's going to be fantastic to see him do these things.
Yeah.
I think they're leaving a lot out of this trailer.
Yeah. So like the mercenary stuff, do you think that's in there? Or do you think they changed that around?
I'm sorry, say again?
The mercenary stuff, do you think that's still part of it? And they just have just not telling us?
I think that might be part of it too, because I do see him in the actual tomb. There's some shots of him actually in the tomb with a gun and stuff like that. So I think they're going to try to incorporate a lot of that stuff too.
Yeah. Is there a shot of him in the tomb with a gun?
I thought there was one.
Yeah, because the way I saw it is, I thought that they were changing this around, and this is some, like Night at the Museum type shit, where he's working, where he's working at the museum, and because of that, he goes into an exhibit, and he probably messes with the wrong thing, or goes into the wrong exhibition or something, and awakens like this ancient god because of some sort of relic he's messing with, and then that's because he's the nebbish guy that everybody picks on at the museum, because he's the guy that works at the gift store.
I think that's how they're trying to portray it, to get you to think that way. Granted, I could be totally wrong, you could be totally right, but the way his core character is such, like I said, those personalities. It would be crazy I can see Sony doing what you explained. Yeah, not Marvel. They take so much time and pride in what they do, and they try to give the fans as much service as possible. They're going to have to keep, those multiple personalities. I don't think they're going to shit it out like that. I hope not.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
I hope not.
Here's another thing. Was there ever a storyline in the comics where he was this character that we see portrayed for the little bit of this trailer that we're watching? Was there ever a story where he worked at the gift shop, where there was a story where he was kind of a nerdy guy that that everybody picked on and walked over, and then all of a sudden he becomes a hero, which we've seen that storyline several times.
That's a good question, chat. We're gonna need your help on that one.
Yeah, so that's what I really am wondering. Again, I'm asking you guys to kind of educate me. When I say all of you, I'm talking about like you too, man.
I mean, again, like I said, I only know the top line stuff, and because the top line stuff is so heavy handed, I can't see them changing it that much, especially not Marvel. What I mean? Yeah. It's like, it's like taking Tony Stark and making him a comedian instead of a billionaire. You can't, you're not going to make that stretch. What I mean?
We definitely don't see the millionaire trait here. We definitely see him as a working guy. But and then again, in the comics, he was a cab driver. So him just working, sort of a blue collar job or a low wage job or a job that you wouldn't expect a billionaire to have. Maybe that's kind of what we're doing right here. And somebody in the chat said at one time, he was all of these people that we're seeing in some form or another.
Yeah. And again, he was
a British cab driver.
Right. And again, he's these people. So I guess he doesn't know about the other hymns. So, maybe, he's working here with his one personality. Meanwhile, his other personality is the billionaire. And all four of those characters will never meet each other.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So Steven's the billionaire, people are saying. So you have all these different people. The inner child, I know, is the one that is the child. Jack is the cab driver. So, all of these could be some take on those versions of the comic book that we see right there. Which, hey, look, I'm asking these questions not to come in and put this down or be confused. No. I think that this is a really great character, man. If we have a character who's, I don't know if this is the right thing to say, but if we have a character who is mentally ill, more, right. And we always say Batman is mentally ill and whatnot, but this character is obviously, if we're going by what they're saying with him, he's obviously out there, man. Yeah. And I think that's great. It's going to be great to see Oscar Isaac play all these different roles, man.
Mm-hmm. Again, that's what I'm saying. That I think that's why they got the perfect actor, like you said. he is going to be portray these different. If they do, hopefully have different personalities. Each one of his portrayals of the personalities, because of the actor, I think he is going to be different from each one.
If I knew nothing about this, the stuff that I read, which maybe I should have gone in that way anyway. You know what I mean? That's me trying to be too smart for my own damn good. Maybe I should just stay ignorant, like I would do the thing I'm best at, being ignorant, and gone in cold and just looked at this, because I don't have any, I don't have any less or more expectations out of this, but I do look at it and think, like, if I knew nothing at all, this still would look really interesting. It still would look cool, man.
Yeah, that's why I like this phase of Marvel right now, because they got out of all of the big guys out of the way already.
Yeah.
So now we're looking at, the deeper roster of Marvel, the B's and the C's, shit, maybe the D's now, you know what I mean? And, they're introducing them in a way that, we're going to get the MC, or at least for me, I stopped my comic thing at some point where I don't know everybody 100% like I used to.
Yeah.
But we're at a point now where it's like, okay, I heard this character. Let's see the MCU's version of it. And if it's intriguing, you know what? Let me go and look back and see what they got right and what they got wrong. And I'm thinking this may be a character that, I may want to do that with, because I've heard of him, but I'm not too into him. But, it looks pretty cool. And if I could be, wrapped up in what they're doing in this series, I will definitely go back like yourself and just go back into the wikis and, look at some videos to see, more history where it can go. Because I know he is a part of a subgroup called the Midnight Suns.
The Midnight Suns and the West Coast Avengers at one time. And...
yeah, but more famously the Midnight Suns, because Blade's in that group, the Punisher is in that group, and Moon Knight himself is in it, and I think Mobius is part of that group too. Okay. I don't think I'm doing Mobius, but the fact that the Punisher and Blade, who are in the Marvel Cinematic Universe right now, that is very intriguing right now. The fact that you could have all three of them together now and have their own little subgroup, and I think Ghost Rider, that's right.
Oh, Ghost Rider as well
is part of that.
When you're talking about bringing in all these darker characters, people are saying that this is a darker character. And they might be, a lot of people, you never know. Because a lot of people are saying that maybe this is going to push, as you were saying, Oz, some of the boundaries that they've been working with some of these characters. If we can go darker, which, there's a chance that we might. But if we do that, we definitely go darker with this, then that means that they can start bringing in other things that this character was associated with, how he was actually introduced, because he was again, this is me with my novice research right here, but I know that he was introduced in a comic, Werewolf by Night.
So I heard about that.
This is his first debut. So if we're going to get kind of dark with this character, maybe this character is going to be used to usher in the horror side of Marvel. Yeah. They're always talking about Doctor Strange is going to be doing some horror stuff in the multiverse of madness. But if you have this character doing Werewolf by Night, or bringing elements of horror like Werewolf by Night, we already got Blade coming in, who's played by Mahershala Ali. We already know that we already heard him in Eternals, or what is it? That what it was? Eternals?
Yeah. Eternals.
If we already heard him in Eternals, then there's a chance, and they've already done it in the books, there's a chance that we've already got Blade. We already got Moon Knight. This is in the books. I believe they actually, I don't know if that's Blade back there, but I know in the books, I think at one time they did work together. They had a crossover or team up or something. So
I think it was in the Marvel Knights. I think it was called.
Well, see, there you go. Name of the group. So if they get dark with this, man, we might be able to start ushering in. We got the cosmic, we got the street level, we got the the God side of things. Now we could probably start getting into the horror part of Marvel.
Yeah. See how Disney horror would be.
yeah, and that's right. They're going to be they're going to do a Halloween special where they're going to have Werewolf by Night, played by what's his name? Garcia Bernal.
Okay. So now we could potentially have a crossover with Moon Knight with this as well. So that's the crazy thing and the good thing about these comic book movies, and to be a fan of them now. Every comic book character has touched another comic book character some way or somehow. Yeah. So introducing a new one gives you the potential of showing you another character. You know what I mean? And we see now that Marvel is not afraid to, drop these cameos by characters, and the good thing about Marvel is when they first started out, they made sure to get, not so big names. So, they can bring these people in without to worry about these huge contracts. You know what I mean? So now you could get these people and bring them in and make them stars.
It'd be cool. Somebody said, what if they do something like what they did with the Kingpin in Hawkeye? What if with this series right here, we do get a glimpse of Blade, man? Maybe a small cameo, maybe a walk-on. I like the way everybody talking about, I ain't gonna do no comic book movies. I'm an actor. You ain't gonna have, you're not. I only do cinema now. Disney just sitting back and talk about, Yeah, they get a lot of people now. Like, I don't know if Ethan Hawke actually said that, but I never pictured Ethan Hawke taking like a Marvel role. I never thought about him doing a superhero thing, man. And I think Disney just sitting back and just calling all people on their bullshit. Yeah, you keep talking. Very, very interested to see how this works out, man. As I said, I just love, if for nothing else, I just love the actors that they have in here and the promise that they show. It's a if we can't deviate too much from the blueprint or the formula that Marvel's doing, then I don't mind them mixing it up with seeing what potential big actors will do, A-list actors will do here. That excites me more than anything too. I like that I studied. I like that I flunked the test, and because now it really makes me think like I'm gonna go in really surprised. I'm not gonna know what's happening here. I don't know what to make of anything now, and that's good.
And I think there's going to be a majority of people as we start going forward, with these, when they start pulling out some people out the woodworks. Wolf by Night, like, I don't know what that's about. And if anybody's running around talking about, I'm a big, huge Wolf by Night fan, I'm like, all right, man, I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
No, what I mean? Ain't nobody, I ain't heard one person say, boy, I can't wait till they make a Werewolf by Night movie, man. Ain't nobody said that shit at all. Any of y'all tell me one person that said, boy, I can't wait for Werewolf by Night. One person.
I don't want to hear that.
No, ain't nobody said that. I'll gladly take it, but ain't nobody said that.
Exactly. And again, I like the way we're going with this, taking some of these characters that I'm not 100% on, and make me want to see what their take on it is. And if the take is cool, I will, like I said, I will definitely go back and do some research and check it out, because like I said, we're definitely getting to that point where the mainstream heroes, their stories are being told or have been told already right now.
Yeah.
So now it's like, okay, we got to grab you with some new people. You know what I mean? So
and that's cool. Iron Man was a C-list character.
Yeah, but people knew him though. People did know him.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. Everybody knew Iron Man, even if you didn't know anything about Iron Man. You knew Iron Man. Nobody, I didn't know nothing about no goddamn Moon Knight.
Exactly.
But after seeing what they've done with Iron Man, after seeing what they've done with Hawkeye, it's amazing, man. So yeah, we'll see. And we will see on March 30th. They already put it out saying that that's when it was going to be premiering. They definitely didn't put a date up on the end of the trailer, but it was announced at the game where this premiered during halftime that it was going to be March 30th.
Yeah, they showed it in this trailer before the Disney thing.
Did they?
Yeah, they showed it in there. Back up a bit, they showed it.
You're right, Oz. They did. There it is. Original series streaming March 30th.
March 30th. So, looking forward. I'm definitely looking forward to it. 8 episodes, you think? 8? Or 6?
6.
What do you think? 6, huh?
Yeah, okay. I think they're going to, maybe they'll go, they haven't gone 8 yet, have they?
No, I think you're right. I think they only done 6. I thought, though, WandaVision was 6 as well, huh? Okay.
Yeah, I think they said that the number for them was 6.
Number 6, all right.
Which I think that's a problem because while I've asked for shorter seasons, I think that they had some shows that needed to be longer, man. I think WandaVision could have used 1 or 2 more episodes at the end.
Falcon Winter Soldier definitely could have used an extra episode, I think.
Yep. WandaVision was 8, they said. Okay. So there you go.
8 or 9?
Yeah.
8, okay.
Yeah. All right, everybody. We shall see. Excited. We shall see. Hey, everyone, support our Patreon, which helps us to continue bringing you our live streams, videos, and podcasts while bringing you new content such as exclusive live streams and animated shorts.